Okay, continuing our series on who or what position is more likely to break out, repeat, or return, following on from the boring process video if you're interested in it, let's talk about quarterbacks and what we should expect in 2023. So you're welcome to go back and watch that video, or you can just trust me, because there's no way I'm filtering through all this research just not doing it all over again. All you need to know is that in 2020 or over the last 3 years, quarterbacks have been repeating above 50% on average. In fact, over the last 2 years, they've repeated at 58%, and the year before that, in 2019, they were repeating at 66%, I think, if I can just squint and see that number on this terrible diagram. However, as I said in that breakout video, the breakout rate isn't above average over the last 3 years. We've had 8%, 16%, and 33%, and the average is 21%. So I'm not expecting too many breakouts, but I'm definitely not ruling it out. Last year being a high 33% breakout year doesn't rule out there being 20% breakouts inside the top 12 at the quarterback position at all. It's not different enough. I have a lot of queries. However, the return rate is actually really interesting. We've actually seen below average returns over the last 2 years on average, and that brings up some interesting players in 2023. Now, this isn't to say that return players are highly more likely, but it does give me a way of looking at expectations, what happened last year and what's going to change in this year. Who in 2022 fits that criteria, who might be above average expectation in 2023 to return to the top 12. Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson, Ryan Tannehill, and even Matthew Stafford. None of them finished inside the top 12 in PPR rank in 2022. All of them have done it before, many of them multiple times. Now, this doesn't narrow down the field, but if you like these players or you have them on your roster and you're not getting good trade offers, it is a good reason to hold on, because heading into 2023, as long as you like the player and still like the player and you like their situation heading into 2023, have an above average expectation of returning to the top 12. Kyler Murray is injured, and we'll have to see how that works out and how many games he plays, but Lamar Jackson missed time last year. That's why he didn't finish inside the top 12. Dak Prescott had a down year, but we've seen him finish inside the top 5 twice. Russell Wilson apparently isn't good at football anymore, or maybe it was, and it was just a down year in a new system where they hadn't quite worked out all the kinks. Tannehill is a little bit more of a question mark, especially with the loss of AJ Brown. That's mostly explained, but the team did add some more talent last year, and maybe him and Treylon Burks can get something working. If you're looking for a depth quarterback at a relatively decent price, I think Tannehill pays the bills for his expectation and a potential return to a higher level of production in 2023. Matthew Stafford is injured and done in Dynasty, much like Brian, but Stafford, when healthy on that offense, when it gets rolling, with a healthy Cooper Kupp, we know that can happen. And so again, for a discounted price in Dynasty, for a deeper quarterback with a higher expectation of players to return into the top 12 at that position, I think he's a relatively decent shot. This is an edge most people might not be paying attention to because it seems silly. It does seem silly, because I'm essentially saying players are more or less likely to break out in 2023 without paying any attention to their context or the situation or the talent, and I haven't been a fan forever. But it's actually one of my favorite ways to look at fantasy football, because it puts me on a similar trend to where ADP is, and we break down ADP in that rookie series I write for DLF and Verse It Ranks, and lots of these players are being higher ranked than they're being drafted in ADP at the quarterback position, but they have to do like a lot of hard work and understand schemes and zones and watch all the games to get there. And I just made a table, dude. Anyway, let me know what you think. I'm going to break down wide receiver, running back, and probably tight end too, because that's the thing we care about. Let me know what you think.